just starting. Banks, when the things are good, they will move forward. When things are bad, they will go forward. It's a fractured system. No RBI guidelines. Private equity, only 2 or 3 is just entering. Still, they have to understand the business, but they also need a size of a company. Unless you attain a critical mass, a particular size, you are not going to be accepted. Capital markets, then on and off. Probably one successful model is Bhaskar Rao went in timely, I think is doing extremely well. There's another model. So there is also possibility, but for both private equity and capital markets, we have to have certain size. The next, I don't know how many people will understand the business cycle. Business cycle is almost 22 months. If you see a cotton, you have to get into business in January 2014 production. You have to start from January. You have to start paying advances to tie up land leases and labor. Then April you have to give along with the foundation seed, and you have to give a sowing advance. From May, June onwards to August, you have to pay pollination advances. Then you have to have initial payments. Then you get the money. Then either you have to shell down. There is a no STL. There is, they say that no GOT. Now that's the competition. Because of the competition, we have to commit. Then you have the seed delinting. Then you put the things in the market in next June, 14th June. Then you realize money by September, October. It's an 18 to 22 months long cycle. For the same crops, for also the field crops also, it's a 18 months cycle. So you need a working capital of at least 2 years or 3 years if you are into cotton to run your business very smoothly. So that's the major thing. Next, looking at the complexity of the inventories. The production season to the selling season, there is a huge gap, 6 to 7 months. Then there is stock returns. The kind of inventory period varies. As you reduce it, you cut down the money. As you increase it, you invest more money. So more money, Kiran will be very happy that he will be having more space, but it is also bleeding for the company to having more number of crops and more inventories. So keeping an inventory for a longer period takes a lot of working capital. A lot of working capital means that the present interest rates of 15–16% is non-viable. So we should move towards specialization, focused crops, and we have to attack. Next. And also seed payment cycle. Now you invest everything for the seed payments around March to April, June. That's a whole thing is paid at a time. Next. Then you see your cash flows. Except if I remove the blue dots out, cotton, I will not be surviving. I will not be paying any salaries if I am only with the field crops. If that blue peaks are removed, the kind of cash flows you run through, you can't have more than 3 or 5 crores of monthly expenditure to match it. Because that's the system. Someone has to be very, very careful. You have to drive your business. It's not that just a start a seed business. You must understand the cash flow cycles and how do you manage. Yes, a hard reality is a hard fact of the size of 600 to 700 crores. That's what we have plotted as absolutely ridiculous. This seed industry cannot support a 500 to 600 crores beyond. You cannot grow. Even if you have grown, you have to hit the roof and come back. And you will ending up paying salaries, you will ending up paying for the infrastructure, but I don't think you will be getting into any top line, bottom line. Next. Now, the whole industry is bothered. Now the climate change, the kind of drought we have, the kind of floods we have. On one side we have droughts and we have floods. Both necessitates inventory management, inventories. So Gubba has the place. I think probably he will be very happy if we receive more stocks back and we store. For him is a good business, for us is a bad business. So somebody is benefited and some other side we are there. Okay? So but it is required to maintain the stocks. If I have to be in the business next year, I have to keep my inventory. So what size we have to have? What is the level of inventory levels we maintain? Next. If you look at the drought, a peculiar drought of 2002, we have June month was good, June was bad, 2009, it was, July was good, but this year, June and July went bad. That's the reason most of the northwest region, we had a setback. A lot of companies have suffered stock returns and stock inventories. And that's many of the companies are in trouble this year. Next. And by 2050, this is the global water availability. You can see that the Asia and India where we are standing in a red zone of water scarcity. It means that more and more of droughts and more of water scarcity we have to face. Now where we are leading, now, I would like to see my industry after 2010, not before that. I might survive for next 4 or 5, but we need to look beyond 2020, how we are going to survive. Next. Now, the opportunities we have today, the food is 100%, but we need to increase by 2050 by 2030. The kind of population we are having, we can't bring additional land. We can reduce losses, that is where the BT cotton is playing maybe 20%. We are protecting our losses. Farm practices, there is an opportunity, probably agronomy services, that's what we have to get into. Then breeding and biotechnology, there is an opportunity where people are looking at more and more money to be spent on that. I think there is an opportunity if someone spends money in research. Next. But we have transgenics, we have cisgenics, marker-assisted breeding, marker-assisted selection, and molecular GOTs. Transgenics, the kind of regulatory system we have is a problem. So should I put the money? Should I go for licensing system? I prefer a licensing system, but I will focus my whole of my effort into the plant breeding so that I can generate a better and better germplasm. Next. Now you can see there is SNPs mutagenesis. You have double haploids. We can map any trait and we can incorporate it into next trait. Now you can see that a TY resistant tomato and TY susceptible tomato, you can identify with the marker resistance and you can speed up and you can pick up, you can go for the precision breeding. Next. There are also bacterial blight. There is several markers available. You can screen the material and you can pick out the material. Absolutely, there is no problem. Now we can precisely say this hybrid is resistant. Next. Now the power of seeds, they are going to be embedded with technologies. Now the seed coatings and seed enhancements are the new powerful tools what we have to introduce. Next. Now the seeds can be coated earlier with fungicides, now insecticides, now we have germination chemicals, germination enhancement chemicals, and also the polymers to regulate the water intake and fungicide release. Next. Then identity preservation. If I am having 20 hybrids with BG1 and BG2, now each technology, each trait has to be mapped, each trait has to be with a different color so that they are properly identified, proper investments have to be made onto the equipment. Next. You can see the pelleting. Pelleting and priming is also an important technology where you can have a precision drilling, a better germination. Next. Now, the infrastructure investments. We have created world-class infrastructure, huge capital expenditure. Well, now the question is, will India needs this big infrastructure? That's the one. So we have created with a vision. Let us see how it goes forward. Next. This is some of the crop dryers. Next. As the delinting plant. The next one. Now there's our cold storage, one of the 1 million cubic feet cold storage. Also we have DH storage with us. Next. I'm looking at it an integrated seed model, or with the limited resources we can go for a segmentation. Now each one I'm trying to suggest and advise many of my colleagues is, I think the future approach, considering the cost, time and marketing costs involved, I think we have to segment the whole business. A breeding and research company should get into licensing models. Then foundation seed companies can also multiply and supply foundation seed. There is also business. Then hybrid seed production, we already have organizers, probably that itself is a business segment. Then seed conditioning, packing, already we have the models here. There is Prasad Seeds, there is Gubba, and there are people. Probably we don't have SGS is the only company in quality assurance. Molecular is also business for the molecular GOTs and quality assurance lab. Then marketing and extension agronomy services can also be a separate vertical. Probably each one is specialized in one area. They should leverage their specialization and they should get into the business model so that many more services. I feel more and more scope for services than an integrated seed company. It's integrating even MNC like Monsanto is going for outsourcing. Pioneer is going for outsourcing. So we have to look at the outsourcing models and encourage specializations. Today Gubba is specialized. 25 years in the maintenance of cold storage. If I have to recruit a person, I have to struggle to find out a guy to maintain that cold storage. So I think we should look into that very seriously. Next. Now these are some of the models available, like Greenleaf Genetics is a company of Pioneer and Syngenta, supplies whatever the material to any independent seed companies. Can we get into this kind of a thing so that most of the smaller seed companies who cannot invest money, they can buy foundation seed and produce and go? Then can we agronomy solutions companies who will do the extension and branding, and they can be benefited? And also like a quality and also research or anything is possible. I think we should change our perception and move towards that. Next. Next one. I think, thank you very much. I have taken more time. Sorry for it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. May I please invite Mr. G.V. Bhaskar Rao from Kaveri Seeds Company Private Limited, please.
After the wonderful presentation by Mr. Vidyasagar, I think there is nothing is left for me to present. But anyhow, first of all, let me congratulate the Gubba Cold Storage Limited on the eve of their silver jubilee. In a quarter century of their enterprise, they nurtured the cold storage business in the country to new heights, stamping India on the world map. It is most apt now to celebrate this success in its 25th year. We appreciate their innovative thought to hold a conference on preserving life called seed. To commemorate the occasion, Gubba are not only the pioneers in cold storage technology, but also made cold business warm and attractive. They are needed, indeed, warm-hearted, cool parivar. I join the previous speakers to congratulate Sri Nagendra Rao, the illustrious father, his two exemplary sons, Kiran and Prashant, and the spouses, Rajya-Lakshmi and Deepti. I am honored to be invited to speak this panel session on the topic of future seed preservation. I was told seed preservation, okay. But the seed industry's future has been given by Dr. Vidyasagar already. I feel, to come up, there are so many small players here who are investing very little amount and coming into the seed business. So it is not in my opinion, the seed business is not so, as he has already expressed things, a lot of capital is required, a lot of research is required. See, one should have the capacity to withstand the losses what they are going to take. And also, one should have the long-standing goals and plans to go in the seed industry. It is not, we cannot just go 1 year, make some profit, and the laws are becoming stricter. The companies are investing hundreds of crores in the R&D, and when they are finding the hybrids, they are into Plant Varietal Protection Acts, and most of the players, small players, what they are doing today is they are just copying the hybrids which are available in the market and then selling. And this way, in my opinion, it is not going to work in the future years to come. So, as he said, you should search out for what is the best, in my opinion, there are so many companies who are opening and then closing within 1 or 2 years, So, the seed industry, as it is completely dependent on the climate, so we never know what will happen at what time. See, people think that, this year cotton will be coming in a larger area and they produce, not seeing the capacity of their product, not seeing the product, how much their product they are going to sell. They are producing the seed, and then they are not able to sell, and then 30-40% is leftovers are there. So that kind of business will not work for the longer time, and I advise my small friends, but as Dr. Vidyasagar has given us technical presentation, so much capital is required, so much is required, but my company, I will tell you, I have started with 10 acres of seed production in 1977. Today, my company is producing 1 lakh acres of seed production throughout the country in different crops. But I have built my company brick by brick. It's not that I have invested, I have taken loans. Today, my company is debt-free company. Whatever profits we have made in this year, these years, we have plowed into the business, and I've been successful in this, But how many people will wait? All the entrepreneurs today, they want to become richer within short time. So that way, I think it's not possible, you should have a long-standing plans, I mean to say. And one more thing I want to tell, regarding this thing, today the multinationals are coming with very, very big capital. They have the research, they have everything, the manpower, muscle power, money power, everything. So to compete with them also, for regional players like us, should have the capacity to invest as well as in the research, whatever ways. Any company to survive, all the department has to be, first is the research, and second is the production, delivery, distribution, and processing, and marketing. Marketing is the most important thing for any company to survive. In that way, I feel there are so many cold storage today, but Gubba is marketing like anything. They are masters in marketing. So for any product, for anything, even if you are good, even if you are technically sound also, you require marketing. So marketing is the most important subject. We cannot sell our product without marketing. Everybody knows about it, whatever I prepared, I am completely diverting because already Vidyasagar has told everything. And I'm just sharing my experiences, So how to come up in the life, a big, small way. It's not that we have invested hundreds of thousands of crores, but our company is successful. We are very, very passionate about it. One should have the passion towards the business, It is not that making money is important. You should have the passion. I really, really, really congratulate Vidyasagar Rao because he is the man. He is the role model for us. See, I sincerely, pray that his company should come up because he is a man who has having a technical knowledge and exposure toward the globe, and he is giving so much ideas to so many people. But the things are there. See the capital intensity and also so many things, So I feel, technically he is a very, very sound, and he is really an example to the companies like us. We should follow some of his advices in the future years to come. But anyhow, the future of the seed business, in my opinion, will be ups and downs. Any business is ups and downs. It's not that the graph will go like this. As he said, after 1,000 crores, we have to hit the top and then fall down. So, but we have to survive. When we have opened the company, when we have started the business, we have to survive, and we have to go forward. We should think positively. We should not think, negatively. And then before starting only, we will have so many hitches and hiccups and so many things, So in that way, I advise people to go sincerely and with passion and everything. So in my opinion, future will be good sometimes, bad sometimes. We should always think good only to go forward. All the I want to show some of the slides, but Vidyasagar has already taken away all the slides. No, but the same repeating, it's so anyhow, future of the seed industry, preservation, and as he said already, seed company अच्छा नहीं है तो Gubba company अच्छा रहता है. I don't know, but Vidyasagar has told that. But हम भी समझते हैं. I also think that when the seed are left over, Gubba seed storage will be full of it. But anyhow, I should congratulate Mr. Kiran and Nagavendra and Prashant. But he is a pioneer. He is giving so much good facilities to the smaller companies who are, girth of their investments. They are storing and they are preserving the seeds for longer time. But commercial seed can be stored only for 2 years maximum. It will not be viable to commercially economical to store the hybrid seeds for longer time and then sell. So 1 or 2 years maximum. But that is also very good, because of the cost of the seed production, cost of the hybrids. It is very good. It's a blessing in disguise. And you Gubba people, because by way of Hyderabad location, most of the companies, 99% of the seed companies have their production facilities in Andhra Pradesh, and in that way it's a blessing in disguise for you. And I wish you all the best for your Gubba group. And Deepthi, you are making all the companies together by giving your this thing, and you are encouraging so many people, and I appreciate your hard work and wish you all the best, Gubba team. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your appreciation, sir. This is what we require as being a very tender company, only 25 years old. But this encouragement will take